Hey guys, today I just want to talk a little bit about World War III. I originally backed this game in 2018 on Steam when it was in like an alpha or early access state, and ever since 2018 they've launched and relaunched the game time and time again, and every time it's had server issues and the player base entirely quits. So the question is, can this game be saved, and is it dead on arrival? Because honestly, the game is fun to play, but if they can't get the servers up and running for just a couple thousand people to play, how are they going to be able to grow a player base? I saw, I think yesterday, the max player base went up to like 6K, and the servers couldn't even handle 6,000 people. Right now, there are 4,000 people playing on Steam right now, and every time you hit launch to play, you have to wait in like a 20-minute queue, which, that to me is unacceptable. Like, you're going to wait 20 minutes to try to attempt to get into the game. The other problem is, every time you load into the game, it has this error that it says initializing, and it says like 53% or whatever, and it keeps reloading those things. Now, today, I was actually able to get into the game one time, which is the footage that you're seeing in the background right now. I was able to play through an entire match, so when the game works, it's fun. But how often does the game actually work is the problem here. The game, I tried like all day yesterday, off and on, trying to get it to work. Could not get it to work. If you go to the Discord of this game, it's a complete mess. The Steam forums are a complete mess. The game is sitting at overwhelmingly negative on Steam right now. Their reputation is tanked even more with the free-to-play release of this game. And I think they made it free-to-play because they couldn't fix the servers. They're like, well, we can't charge people money for this. The servers don't work. So you know what we'll do? We'll make it free-to-play, and then we have an excuse. We're like, oh yeah, you're not paying for it, so you have nothing to complain about, right? But there are a lot of people that bought this game like years ago, like I did, and I still yet to get my money and time's worth out of it. Like, the other thing is that they haven't added any new maps into the game. Like, it's been the same maps for a couple of years now, and there's not like really any new content. They've just kind of like been updating. Yeah, it feels really good to play. It feels better to play, and it runs smoother now than ever. I'll give them that. But there's not really a whole lot new to the game. And, honestly, there's a lot of people that have just completely written this game off already at this point. I think it's getting to that point where people are just going to say, you know, forget it, we're just going to delete it. And there's a couple reasons why. One of the big reasons is their external launcher they're using. So you download the game on Steam, you launch the game, and it launches their launcher. Now, their launcher uses peer-to-peer connections to download the game, which I have no idea why on earth you would want to use that. So, if you're downloading the game, you're sending files to someone else as well at the same time. So, the same time you're downloading, someone else is downloading as well. You're seeding files back and forth. So, that's why you're getting like a max of like 1 to 5 megabytes per second, and even slower than that if you have slower connection. I have gigabit connection, and I got a max of 5 megabytes per second. It took me about 3 hours almost to download 65 gigs, which is just crazy. I don't understand why you wouldn't just put those files on Steam itself and have Steam bear the load for those files. I'm not sure, but they did that. Another thing is, the launcher, so like, if you paid money, okay, let's say that you bought one of the packs on Steam right now, one of the founder pack things. Well, if you use the launcher and you're waiting in the queue over and over again trying to get into the game, you're going to rack up time, and in no time you're going to have 2 hours of playtime, and you will not be able to refund that money that you spent, or any money that you spent on the game, in fact, because guess what? You spent money, right? Or you spent money on it, and you've gone over your time. So that's another thing, but I mean, it's free to play now anyway, so that it's not a huge thing, but it is a factor. The other thing is, the launcher is just annoying to have another launcher when your game's already on Steam. People hate it when EA does it with Origin. They hate it when Ubisoft does it with Uplay. Anytime that you have to have two launchers, one on top of each other, is just annoying. But also, the fact that there is that launcher, it's just creating more server issues. Because now they're bearing all the load on their launcher instead of putting these files and these patches and everything on Steam where Steam can bear the load for those files. So that's probably just making the servers even worse. So, with all that being said, once you finally get into the game, it seems to be pretty fun. And, you know, it is a decently fun game. But, again, it should have launched years and years and years ago by this point. And now we're at the point where, I don't know, most people probably aren't caring as much anymore. And I think the player base, if they continues to have these server issues and the things that it's having right now, it's going to just completely die. So is the game dead on arrival? It's a meh for me. It's a somewhere in the middle for me. Like, it could go either way. If they can get their act together and actually get their servers working, get their game working properly, then maybe. But it's 4 years too late. It's 4 years too late. Like, this game should have been out years and years and years ago. Well, anyways, who's not the average gamer, sign off. Let me know if you guys have been able to play. And if you have been able to play, let me know what you think of the game. If you haven't been able to play, let me know what you think as well. See you guys in the next video.